Hello!
Hey!
Oh, that's good.
Welcome to episode 35.
Maybe
35? Yeah, 54. The enthusiasm is there. My brain is not. We're going back in time.
Enthusiastically wrong.
Before we get into tonight's episode, as always, Hayden has things he wants to say to you with sufficient pep and zing because we've all been trained.
I'm ready. Yeah. Tonight's episode is brought to you by Working Too Late and Market Basket brand cherry seltzer.
I'm a fan of Market Basket.
Yeah, it's a great grocery store. Fly to New England and go to Market Basket. What else? We got our social medias. I want to talk about those a little bit. We're putting up stuff on Discord. We're putting up stuff on Instagram. We're putting stuff up on YouTube. Those are really the big ones. We're also on Facebook. If you're like me and you're on Facebook for the marketplace, go ahead and just follow us there. So go check out all that stuff. We're putting up. Tyler's been really posting some cool mini. I'm trying to think, like mini reels.
Yeah.
I guess those are going on TikTok as well. But those are all those custom printed things that we've been working on. They look great. So go check all that out. Then join us in the Discord where we're having productive, useful conversations 100% of the time. Nothing weird going on there.
Movies and
books and movies and books and movies and books and movies. And I sent a picture of a license plate I saw today that I thought was fun. Follow us on Discord.
Is it the noodles one?
I reacted to
what?
it.
No.
Not the noodles one?
No,
It just says eat pant.
Eat pant. I like it.
Oh, Bane.
Anyways, that's all there. Our musical partners, they've been with us from forever. I listen to them to go to sleep. I listen to them to wake up in the morning. I listen to them in the car. I listen to them while I read. I listen to them while I'm at the gym. That's right. It's just all the time. All the time. Beyond Skyrim, Scanlan Short Halt Music, Celestial AM Project. And then if I'm feeling spicy, I'll add in Sirenscape for battle sounds.
You do that while you're at the gym?
Yep.
You're playing with the sliders?
I play with the sliders on the treadmill.
So that
Great.
while you're running, you can have like tavern noise or like.
No. It's while I'm running, I hear the sounds of clangs and war.
Well, there you go.
So
Pretend you're running away from the battle.
Faster.
Faster. Okay.
It's like that.
Yet another application for all these wonderful musical partners. Go check them all out on their respective websites, pages, or go follow Tyler on Spotify for all of his incredible playlists. I would like also to highlight the offerings now available to you on Patreon. Chris, what have you put on Patreon lately?
I was supposed to record a video a while ago.
Perhaps.
Apologize to the viewer. Apologize to the viewer.
Apologize to the viewer. It'll be up there
Okay.
at some point, I
It's
swear.
like a child, like, repeating back the exact words, but like,
Sorry.
Anyways, there's actually stuff on Patreon. Go check all that out. I'll put more on it, I promise.
I'll put a lot of stuff on there.
Just do it. Yeah, I mean, we have
putting
thought.
stuff.
Just put things on it. Draw a doodle. We could do that. Come see our
I
doodles.
do draw doodles.
Would you like to
I'm
see
pretty
our-
terrible at art.
So many.
Me too.
Actually, no, like posting in-game notes and drawings and stuff like that could be fun. So maybe we'll start doing stuff like that. Head on over to Patreon to see the phonetic spellings of all the things that Tyler says out loud. Because that's
I
the
write
only way
'em
I
down.
remember Ray Gun and
I didn't write it
Kazoo and all that stuff.
What?
Kazoo, I guess.
No, it wasn't Kazoo, it was the Kazoo incident.
Oh.
Kazoo.
Kazoo.
He wrote kazoo. Now I'm gonna say kazoo.
We need the phonetic help. Anyways, that's now on Patreon.
Gosh.
It's cheap. And what do we got? We've got, I gotta hurry up. The minis from Eldritch Foundry. They're good quality, premium quality, good stuff. Go get yours. Use our code ROLLSLAYERS for 15% off at checkout.
Hey.
And worldanvil.pxf.io/rollslayers is the link you can use to purchase a World Anvil. Go anvil out your world. I'm not going to do any fun, fast facts for you today. let's move along because we all want to play this dang game.
Yeah, you can find all that stuff on our website that is back up now.
It's rollslayers.net.
We have lost our domain, and it is now $400. So it's now rollslayers.net instead of.
I like that better.
What?
Honestly.
Rollslayers.net. It's
.com.
.net.
Every time that's going to happen.
All right.
That was my first immediate thought.
Absolutely.
It's .com.
Play the game. All right. I should play music.
Oh, it
Still
still looks
looks
good.
For a long time.
Is this music playing? Huh? Why does my music always give me trouble right as I start the game? Oh no, there it is.
I think I just forgot to renew it. Oh.
Forgot to pay you.
Well, I thought it came through Bluehost, so I bought it through Bluehost. Like, I paid money for this domain. And
I
then
don't
they
know
were
what
like,
happened.
you do not have domain. And I was like, okay, whatever.
I don't know anything about that. I thought like once you bought it, like you don't have to.
Oh no, yeah, you have to re-up it every year or people will like steal it out from under you.
$400 every year?
No. People flip, like they'll buy it out from under someone really quickly because they're like, oh, apple.com. They'll pay me a lot of money if they want this domain enough.
So
I'll buy this for $10 and I'll sell it for $5,000.
Squatters' rights.
Squatters' rights.
Squatters' rights.
Yes, indeed. And speaking of squatters' rights,
Is it buyer's rights?
this has nothing to do with squatters' rights. But last we left
I
off.
was like, oh, are we gonna get a little like
This has
cutscene
everything.
Of,
Oh,
Kibble.
Kibble. Speaking of
Kibble?
squatters' rights, last time on the Roll Slayers podcast, Kibble was still
Kibbling.
squatting at the general goods store.
squatting.
I-
He has permission.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's like running the
Is
store
it?
now,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
That's what I was told.
Owner
should
of
get,
the
like,
st- or the
Roll Slayers
Right.
t-shirt that says like RPG rating party goods, squatters' rights or something.
I would love
Or
that.
squatting for pay.
Hey, Kibble's about to get employees now, right?
Yeah.
We'll squat for fish.
I really don't know what's happening.
Check it on it.
Last we left off, the party made their way following some wagon trails into the eastern plains of Torvenbergen lands, encountering a blind watcher at the rim, a seer, who was there to vet them as they entered territory, seemingly seeing more about these people than eyes would let one see. They made their way further into the territory, following eventually some tracks of some humanoids, finding bodies being picked by carrion crows of both Torvenbergen and Nogbuds. They followed those tracks for a bit longer before rising in the distance. The ziggurat and the statue of Kord could be seen above the misty fog of the valley. Continuing on, they found their way to the city of Bjorend, cramped, packed, massive. This city is easily 2 to 3 times large / as dense as Esselund or Nagbus would have been. The streets clogged with, merchants and warriors and priests and all sorts of artisans. The buildings rise pretty high, imposingly, to where you can't really even see the statue of Cord in your day-to-day travel. It's only when you come into, plazas or squares or bridges that you can see the temple rising above. They found their way to the inn for the evening. They chose the prominent one,
The three-eyed giant.
the three-eyed giant within the district of Mistdun, the large portion of the city surrounding the kind of hill that the ziggurat and some of the larger things are built upon. There they discussed their next steps, as well as ate a lot of good food, drank a lot of mead and ale. Some of them were more affected than others. And towards the end of the evening, Lieff posted up at the tap house, just kind of looking for anything off, anything strange, and followed someone who had a brief interaction and was paid someone into the streets, following him for a while and leading to a small bar called the One Last Dreg. Here he met a blue Genasi information broker, paid a steep price for a couple bits of information, including that the cooperage in town down the street is of suspect when it comes to Bimlax, as well as a establishment called Lara's Fine Art House. Heading back, he relayed this to Visa, as well as the rest of the group in that morning, and that's where we pick up.
DM, one more question, just to make sure I have my notes right.
Mhm.
The seer who visited us the very next night after he stopped us on the road and came to Visa with a bit of a ominous message. He said, I wrote down that he said the stars were sick and bleeding.
Something
Was that about what he said?
Something akin to that.
Okay.
They wither and die, I believe he said.
Thank you. Just making sure I had that right.
What about those businesses? The art place and...
They are connected to Bimlax in some form or fashion.
Okay, which ones?
It's a large cooperage down the road. I believe it is called Albrecht's Cooperage.
What is a cooperage?
It is a barrel making business. And Lara's Fine Art House.
Those are our two leads.
Yeah.
And we were told that the cooperage, we would need to attend it. You said, was it the next day or the day after that at noon?
He said just around noon. He didn't specify what days.
But he did say
Great.
at the art house to inquire kind of with the staff.
Yeah, the proprietor.
The proprietor of the
He
staff.
said the proprietor is someone who may know something.
Okay, so this is to get information, not to snoop. Or yes, both.
Yes, both.
This is whatever you want to do. You
Sure,
can go
we
and
don't-
guns
I
blazing.
just don't know what that...
We don't know what they is. We might just come across the operation real quickly with either one, or we might get on another rabbit.
So is it the next morning?
Yeah, you guys have already discussed this, I believe, in the morning.
Yes. All right.
So do we want to be sneaky? Or do we want to just ask questions? What should we do?
I think at this juncture it would be the prudent thing to start getting a little sneaky. At least half of the party could. Maybe send a couple of people ahead, but I don't know. These are typically pretty tough organizations to crack into. They are by their very nature discreet.
If it's an established smuggling ring, they're probably not. Well, if it's well established, they probably don't take too kindly to pretty public questioning.
Yeah, I wouldn't think so.
So creeping up might be the move, but there is a lot of us. And I'm going to be honest with you, I lucked out getting that far on my own. But everyone was having a good time. I was a little focused, so, That being said, I don't know I could pull that kind of stuff off again.
You think these kinds of places probably have protection from like the kinds of magic spells that you can like spy on people probably.
Or maybe it's as simple as sneaking in and not being seen.
If they don't have magic protection, it's very likely they have physical or like brute protection.
So like what do we do? Should we go like peek in the little windows and try to watch? Should we like say, hey guys, what are you doing? And just like walk in the front door and see what happens to us?
Generally speaking, what does Mert know about like black market kind of operations?
Like what do you mean?
Like, would he be aware that like sometimes these storefronts operate as legitimate businesses or potentially like focus points for seedy activity?
Make a history check with disadvantage.
Could I hop
As you
in
come
on
from a
that?
very authoritarian regime. I'm sorry?
Could I hop in on that just as somebody who's like never partook in sea trade smuggling, but probably worked next to it?
Sure. Go ahead and roll history. And actually, I'm not going to do a disadvantage. Authoritarian regimes have tons of smuggling.
Cool. So just a straightforward history check. Ooh,
Yep.
not crazy. 14.
Okay.
You said history?
Mhm.
21.
Yeah, I mean, all the time. Most smuggling operations have legitimate components to them, whether that's, if it's money laundering, or fake minting gold, it's something where they can, have a believable turnover of coin. If it's smuggling something, you may have an adjacent business that might be able to justify some of the comings and goings of the smugglers, whatever, like that.
So it's the barrel making place and then
The art.
The fine art house.
yes, fine art.
Well, how many of you are in the market for some barrels?
Why would we want barrels?
You don't necessarily need to purchase the barrels, but expressing an interest might be enough of an excuse to, get into the shop.
Okay, sure, but then why would you ask us if we want barrels? Like, obviously we don't want any.
It's just a way to get the conversation started.
So, because there's legitimate business around, likely around or associated to the operation, we may have a better shot posing as customers to sort of an art exhibit or art store, whereas we may be better off.
What if, like, Ori needs some barrels to, like, transport a bunch of things?
I'm way more interested in the art part.
If we're confident about
Yes,
it.
okay, I know that we don't actually want the barrels, but, like, we need an inn. You don't think that you could, like, go in and say, hey, I
Well,
like to buy barrels?
My only argument
What
for the
about
barrels.
you buying barrels for books? Like, put your books in your barrels.
I just meant
You can carry stuff too, right?
I think
Do
the
people
barrels
do
might
that?
be-
Do people carry around books inside of barrels?
I don't know. You told me that I can put my stuff in barrels, so you can maybe put your stuff in barrels
I've
too,
never
right?
been to the barrel.
Okay,
the barrel
Ori,
of books.
that's okay. You don't have
Well-
to be the barrel buyer.
If we're talking about a smuggling operation, where better to smuggle things than in a shop where you are literally selling barrels?
That makes sense. I like it.
There are probably all sorts of things hidden inside their stock.
That said, I'd like to buy a barrel today, so it's maybe one of the flimsier approaches we have.
What
I
do
don't
we
think
want
you
to
need
buy
that
a
yet.
bunch of barrels?
That is a bit more.
We could probably pass Lieff off as a connoisseur looking for a very specific type of barrel, with a certain kind of wood and metal used to
it's very.
You're right. I could be a big barrel buying baron of some sort.
Oh, or, what if you, like, pretend that you're a smuggler, but, like, as a smuggler would do, not, like, be presenting themselves as a smuggler, but, like, asking the questions to make them think, like, oh, this may be somebody that we could get into the seedier business.
I mean, he kind of actually is a real smuggler.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah,
I have smuggled.
but if you go in that way, they may trust you a little bit more. Or, I don't know, you may be able to get an in that way. I'm scared about doing that, so.
That's probably a prudent thing to be.
I say you would do a great job.
Well, it's certainly an option. I think that's a high risk one, but a high reward one.
Mm-hmm.
It wouldn't be impossible. It would, in fact, probably be likely that somebody would come around trying to make contacts with someone in this organization, try to, expand and work together.
You'd have to be, like, really, really careful, but, like, all smugglers have to be, like, really, really careful.
Can you remind me what exactly was in the contract that we signed? Like, what exactly do we have to do here?
Oh, yeah, I don't know.
Are we supposed to, like, shut this thing down or just, like, get some information or, like, what?
Our contract stipulates that we disable the operation. And it doesn't say how to do that, which is nice.
Undercover could be a way, but that's scary.
I'd hate to go at it alone.
I mean, I say we just go in there, swords out, and just disable the operation.
Like, what if I just, like, fireball everybody, and if some people run away, then Zach could just cut their heads off?
This is also a really, really big city, and we don't necessarily want any attention drawn to us.
If this guy is, like, really well known, he probably has way more people.
Yeah.
A few fireballs is great, but I don't know if that would work.
Well,
it ain't that we have to rule that out. I mean, if we wanted to go full shock and awe and just get wind of every single one of these operational points, we know of two, and just start hucking fireballs, cutting caution to the wind, I'm sure we'd be out of here in no time, provided we escape the guards and everything.
Well, my worry is that these 2 points of operation are kind of like goblin front lines, There's 5 more of us whenever you knock 2 of them out.
That's likely. We would have to, in all honesty, probably find the rest of them, but which is not. It seems like the most amount of work, if I'm being honest, to try to hunt down each and every little corner that they might be located in, rather than.
I think the plan of pretending that you're a smuggler to at least have a conversation will also allow me to kind of sneak in and see if I can find anything in the store.
Yeah, having a distraction.
Yeah.
So maybe the fireballs would work. I don't know.
Well, you don't want to blow up a section of the city. Trust me.
Probably not.
That section was probably fine to blow up. I was there yesterday.
Yeah, well, you still don't want the authorities coming around, and in Torvenbergen land.
No, look. I'm as interested in being as straight and narrow as I possibly can while I'm here in this city. I don't want to run afoul of Torvenbergen and end up chucked into whatever trades they have for people.
So then, like, what should we actually try first?
All right. Here's what I'm thinking, and I'd encourage everyone to think of ways to busy themselves to further this mission. But I can go in, pretend to be a smuggler, try to make a deal. Mert can sneak around somewhere and see what he can find in there, because in all likelihood, them dealing with me will be something of a distraction, and frankly, they probably have more information there than I will be able to find in even the best interaction. So, doubling our efforts seems productive. Now, the rest of y'all, what you want to do? Couldn't hurt to have a big, strong fella next to me during all this.
You want me to come with you?
No, I think he means me.
Oh.
I look
yeah,
like...
you are pretty strong too.
I am strong. I look like bodyguard.
That's true, you do. You're kind of weird looking around here.
Yeah, the green.
That's a bit. Oh yeah, the
It's
distinctive
helpful.
aspect of it is challenging.
Can't
Oh,
be
we don't want to be distinctive?
Not here. And it'll be easier for anyone to find you.
What if, like, he just puts on a big old hat and covers up his ears?
Well,
Actually, you know what I can do?
hold on, Lieff.
Okay.
If you're trying to get into the smuggling business, it would only make sense for you to have a bodyguard with you, right? Just in case the deal went south.
Oh, that makes
Yep.
sense.
Yeah.
Yep.
So Zach probably just needs to show up and look tough.
That's what I'm thinking.
And
What
But-
if you enchant me to look like Bragg?
Oh, Bragg
That-
was looking
I-
pretty strong too.
I can actually I don't want to wear that helmet because it would inhibit my faculties. But you could give me the big stupid arms.
I think your arms are plenty big and stupid themselves. But what I was getting at is, look, it would take some effort to get you looking like Bragg. It would take a little less effort for me to do some makeup work and have you looking like a disfigured elf.
Okay,
I could probably help with that.
I will settle for
Maybe.
that. I will
Alright.
even settle for the indignity and dishonor of pretending to be an elf because I am trying to be better.
It's the ears. Like, it's hard to cover them up, you know?
simultaneously, while we're doing this barrel store operation, Visa, you can get really tiny, right?
It's true.
So, mate, like, why only check out one place?
So I was gonna say something earlier about observing to see perhaps which of the businesses we have more of an in on speaking terms, and which one perhaps we may have just an opportunity to observe. Well, that's Mert from the shadows, myself from a different form, any one of us from the dark of night. See if anything comes and goes from one of those locations. Perhaps before we resort to fireballs. Not ruling those out. And I do like this bodyguard idea is actually quite clever, because let's keep in mind that Bimlax is quite established here and competitive. The whole reason that we're being sent here is, well, I can't say it's altruistic. The man who hired us is interested in gaining a foothold here, probably for his own business ventures. And so, let's take a calculated risk if we put ourselves in conversation with these smugglers. That puts a target on us. Whoever steps forward, if they're not receptive to out-of-town business. So I think that, maybe more than one person, if Mert were to sneak around, maybe from a distance and keep an eye on Zek and Lieff, or to be the second bodyguard.
Yeah, that's a really good idea.
Just things to keep in mind, that maybe browsing art is a little bit easier to pivot and pretend that we're not competition or get found out. But we're pretty direct if we mention more than barrels at the other location. I'm happy to watch from afar. Sneak in a unnoticeable form. Or just cover from afar. Spell at the ready.
What is the art place about? Is it just like art dealing or?
That's probably art dealing. Up front.
Okay.
And
Art can be a way of exchanging gold legally, but you sort of fudge the amounts, and it's a way to move money around
Yeah.
covertly.
I was just wondering if they had like art supplies and stuff like that, because I could just go in and like not play pretend at all and just like buy things, and maybe you could come with me and be like a little bug or something.
It's true, I can do that.
And I can like investigate really quietly, like without talking to people, and see if anything like up front kind of looks weird. But I don't know. Right now, I'm just feeling a little anxious, and I don't really want to talk to people. But I mean, I like art things, so I could just walk in and do a little bit of something.
DM question. Like, Mert having lived in big cities, does he know anything about... I'm sure he knows something about, like, how quickly maybe law enforcement responds to disturbances.
Depends on the city. I mean,
So, like
Esselin's a little slow.
putting two and two together as far as so this big city, he has experience with big city, and has spent some time with Torvenbergen war camps.
Sure.
Like,
Comparable to what you experienced growing up. Response likely is quick and swift if they deem what you're doing against the law. However, it's a foreign land. You don't know what necessarily is a punishable offense.
So, with what limited experience I have, my thought is, if a smuggling operation is working out of any of these places, they're not going to want trouble. They're probably going to want less trouble than we want. So, they might not be inclined to pull out the swords if people are asking questions. If anything, they'll probably just want to throw us off the trail, so...
I guess I'm more worried about people following us back to the inn.
Well, the good news is we can kind of pick and choose what inns we want to stay in around here. We're not held to one location. This isn't our home. And they might not even want to cause trouble at an inn. Depending on a number of things.
It's true, there's a fairly hefty bouncer at the one we stayed at last night.
He doesn't seem like the kind of guy you want to try to, run an assassination attempt while he's outside.
Assuming they haven't paid him off already. If they're as well connected as some of these things are, they may just be able to stroll right in, no problem.
A lot of unknowns.
So, all that being said, if we're focusing on one...
Oh, I was thinking we could do two at a time.
What was that?
I was thinking we could do both.
At the same time?
Yeah, it's not a really brute force kind of operation.
That's true.
It would be weird if we all went to one.
It would be even weirder if we all went to one and then tried to go to the other. Because that'll look like we're trying to poke around.
But I mean, if you guys want to go to one and think that it would be best, like, if we didn't do both at the same time, I'm totally fine, like, staying back and working on my mithril.
I'm more thinking about if things go real awry at one of these places.
Yeah, that's always a possibility too, but I'm still thinking it would be unlikely that they want to cause trouble.
A few of us could hang back, like, maybe down the block.
Yeah.
From wherever we go. Alternate.
So
Yeah.
now it's Mert, so you're not going to sneak into this place then.
And the barrel place? No, I'm sneaking in.
Oh, okay, great.
I'm 100% sneaking into
So
the barrel
it's-
place.
So it's you, Lieff, and Mert, and Zek?
Yes, okay, we might be able to get away with just that if we
Is that
need
what
to.
we're doing? Okay.
And then,
That wouldn't arouse suspicions, I don't think.
not at all.
Not if you're a businessman with a hired hand. Or two.
Well, if the city watch is even remotely in on this, then 6 strangers rolling up, staying at the same inn together and having different errands to run, less suspicious.
Should we maybe like meet at a different inn after these errands? So if you do have like some kind of tale, they don't track you back here?
We'd have a halfway location.
That's a good
Sort of
idea.
like a meet-up spot. We could check our surroundings.
Well, is there any shopping you want to do?
And not suggesting a shopping episode, but like,
It
I mean-
sounds like you are.
Well, my thought is, if we all have something of a common, I don't know, we're tourists around here.
Like maybe we all just go be about our errands and
It arouses less suspicion if we decide to meet up and go on. It makes sense.
I'm always down for just walking around and looking and hanging out, and if there are things that catch eyes, okay.
Now, Mert, when we get close to that barrel place, we can predetermine a place that you and me and Zek can meet up. That way you can guide us through some back little secret spots that you might spot.
Of course.
Because we gotta dodge a tail, likely.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's what I'd do in their shoes, is send somebody after us once we take off.
That depends on if we do business, if they're suspicious of us, if we make ourselves suspicious.
Frankly, I'd do it even if I wasn't suspicious. I'd want to find out.
Yeah, like who are these strangers and why are they suddenly wanting to do business?
Yeah.
He just came
Exactly.
into town. That's it. But yeah, no, that is kind of sketchy.
So, are we heading out to Albrix? Three of you guys?
Barrel shop? Yeah.
And I think the rest of us or did we say we're tailing like a little ways away,
A couple blocks behind.
doing something nearby?
There's
Yeah.
a really terrible bar you could go to.
Yeah, maybe we
You're by
could.
them?
Yeah,
Mhm. Okay.
Maybe we could be
in
by
case it just like goes south.
by the shop, and I'm sure there are things to see around there, and be within eyesight and hearing range. Otter.
That sounds good.
What do you
Let's do
think?
it.
Okay.
Might be a street vendor who sells sweets.
I'm totally down for something.
You make your way through the thoroughfares of the city, crossing Chris's bridge.
What?
Lieff just.
Oh yeah, there's a bridge called Chris's Bridge.
It's a funny world anvil joke. It's a really short bridge. It's 5 feet long.
But like the 100 feet wide.
Yeah, it's pretty big. It's pretty wide.
This is very wide and
Yep.
short.
As you pass it, Lieff, you are free to point out one last drop or one last drag. If you guys want to peruse that establishment, you may, or you may find something else around. There are several things around that you see that are a little more upstanding. There is a store called the Manticore's Den. There is a store called Magnate's Splendor. There's a Bearman's Momentary Missives in the area.
So what are these?
Yeah.
Like other than titles?
There's a
can you-
tailor and a exotic animal sales shop.
What?
We should
And a
all buy
mail
tigers.
shop.
Pets. Oh my gosh.
So you guys can decide amongst yourselves where you're at.
Sure.
We'll circle back to you in a bit.
So a tailor, a pet shop, and
Mail.
Mail.
mail?
Bearman's.
Bearman's Momentary Missives.
That's definitely where we're going.
It's a chain.
Oh, like a
Um,
post office.
yeah.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
We're collecting
Have we
things.
not been to one in this game yet?
You've passed a couple, but you've never
We
really
haven't
needed
actually-
to use them.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you guys have sending, so
Oh yeah. So we
You
had
don't
to
really
go
have to
to
send
Bearman's
as much.
all of the time.
you guys did not have sending for
Yeah,
like half of
heard.
campaign 1.
Yeah, yeah.
I never have been to one when I was on campaign. Everyone.
Really? Alright, well, this is not good.
Regardless,
We can still collect stamps.
the three of you going to Albrix. Are you casing this place and waiting for this guy to show up, or are you going in straight?
Well, we were told to go in at noon, so I imagine kind of casing it. But
Okay.
I will tell the rest of the folks, if we really run into trouble, I'll magic up some thunder sounds, and you can come running. How about that?
Okay.
Is it a clear sky?
I meant to ask that first. Thank you,
No,
Natalie.
I mean it's almost always misty and foggy and mist done.
But is it like stormy?
You can't really see the sky.
Okay.
Well, it's easy to tell if it's stormy, so I'm gonna say that it's probably not, right?
Doubtful. It's not a storm-laden region to begin with.
Okay. Yeah, that works.
Okay, go ahead, and if you are spending a bit of time just kind of casing up the establishment, can I get a group deception check as you guys are trying to blend in the area?
Wait, I need to. Did you say for casing it or for hanging around?
Just hanging around, watching the area for a
Okay.
bit.
I need to also make a check to see how good Zek's makeup is under
Ooh,
the
there you
hat.
go.
Oh, did you decide to do the makeup instead of just
Yeah,
straight
the
gift?
makeup. I have like 15 disguise kits.
Okay,
I don't
that's
even
fine.
know how that happened.
We got a dirty 20.
Okay.
15.
Hated.
What do I have to roll this?
Yeah, you gotta roll
Deception.
deception. It's group deception.
Oh, it's the whole group.
Yep.
Well, Zach.
21.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
You guys post up at a little corner and grab a couple of ales or mead, mead horns and start to kind of drink and just chat
Isn't it?
casually. Keep your eye on the spot.
What do I look like?
He's got to roll first.
What should I roll for that? What skill?
What if I have you roll usually?
You know, I don't know. It's weird. You could do like I have proficiency in it. So
Yeah.
it kind of matters, I guess.
I'm gonna just say Dex with proficiency.
Okay, Dex with proficiency. So what is our proficiency bonus at this level?
With
3.
3, I think.
Yeah,
3.
3.
Okay, all right. Oh, well then, that is a 19.
Okay. Very, very passable elf. You embellish with some scars to make him look more tough. You take one of the big gith ears and kind of fold it back in on itself and kind of make it look like it's missing the tip to give it a little more passability. Stick some putty on the end. Yeah, very easy to do. Over 15 minutes with the disguise kit.
Am I still green?
No.
Aren't you already missing an ear tip?
I have like a notch out.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes it foldable.
I think he probably's got enough like foundation on you that you just kind of like jaundiced now.
Yeah. Yeah, it's with a disguise kit, you have the materials to disguise
Do
them.
elves get jaundice?
Yeah, you can look.
Elves?
Yeah.
They'll have blood.
Whatever skin tone you want to choose.
Zek has an appropriate scowl for a bodyguard.
Yeah,
Because
absolutely.
he's also annoyed at not being green and his ear being taped down.
Just
Oh,
Zach
hush,
feeling
it's
his
fine.
feelings.
It's not that long.
Can I get an active perception check from
Fine.
two of you guys?
I'll
Who
perceive.
has
Mertz,
the goodest perception?
I have a +8
Yeah.
perception.
Not me.
Also have a
Yours
passive.
might be gooder than
I have a
mine.
passive perception of 18.
No, you're
all
actively
10.
watching,
So actively watching.
so passive doesn't matter.
I hate that.
Ah, 24.
24. You guys start to observe the property. It is large. It is prominent. Outbreaks is mostly made of stone. The property is split into 3 spaces that you can see. There's this big, large front yard with a lot of merchandise, a lot of barrels, some crates even, crate and barrel. Then there's this big stone building of like mortared stone. It's very tall, almost tower-esque, but a little bit wider, with a pretty heavily pitched roof of clay tiles. And then there's a smaller yard in the back that connects to what seems to be like a workshop outbuilding, mostly made of like a nice pine wood and with some wattle and daub on some of the portions of it.
Did you say that this building is vaguely barrel shaped?
It is not. It's
Okay.
square.
You said it was a short tower, and I was like,
No. Like it would be akin to a square tower.
Missed
oh,
opportunity.
okay.
Apologies.
Yeah, I know. Missed opportunity for sure. You just had to round it.
You
Barrel.
see several workers working the front yard, talking with various customers of the establishment. You see a large bulk order being processed on a couple of large pallets for what seems to be a larger, prominently dressed merchant who has a wagon laden with what looks to be like fresh fish. Looks like he's loading up all his wares in barrels. You see a pretty stout dwarven individual kind of bossing everyone around. And then in the back, you do see workmen in and out of that back building. Around 20 to 30 minutes post noon, you see a individual, obviously with some commanding presence, as the dwarf takes note of him immediately as he saunters up. He is tall, lean, corded, thin muscles. He's wearing this dirty, sleeveless leather cuirass and these stained cobalt blue burlap pants. He's got this shaggy blonde hair, long tangled beard, and a myriad of tattoos up his arms, neck, and face. You can make a history check if you'd like for the tattoos. But
What race did you say?
Human. But he looks to be like pretty nervously looking around everything as he walks up, and eventually starts to have words with this dwarf before he motions for him to enter the establishment.
Okay. So,
He looks
Questions?
nervous, or he walks up and is commanding.
He looks fairly nervous, but he commands influence as he's immediately seen and addressed.
Okay.
But he looks very nervous.
all right.
And the human, was he already in there, or he's like a customer?
He came
Okay,
up
got it.
from an adjoining thoroughfare.
I'm gonna gesture at Mert, and I'm gonna say, I'll say, I'm gonna establish a little psychic link with you. You go on ahead and go in and see if this is the time for me to go in, or if I ought to wait until whatever deal is transpiring in there is complete. Does that sound okay?
That sounds okay to me.
So, I want to look around. Like, is there a back entrance? Is there like a slightly more obscured point of entry?
The back of the property with the small yard and the workman's outbuilding is walled. Not very highly. It's a small wooden, or more fenced. It's a small wooden fence of nice slats, pretty snug together. It's not. There's no gaps in it. Probably about 3.5 feet high. But there definitely is a back entrance.
Cool. And as far as the front, like, there's barrels and stuff out there, like the merchandise.
Yeah, it's a big selling yard essentially.
So what are the chances of Mert thinking about the best way to get in this is considering the options of either going to the back, climbing over the wall, or walking in the front, but then using the fact that there are so many barrels to sort of slip through as a small person.
Okay. Either way is up to you.
I'm gonna try the front.
This is very similar to your incursion into that Kenai temple in Nagbuz, where you literally just walked in.
Oh yeah.
Go ahead and make a stealth check, please.
It's what are they gonna do? Stop me? 14.
14. You weave your way through the chaos of a cooperage that is intent on making sales. Its people are tied up in negotiations, bulk pricing, specifications of certain types of barrels and what they're good for, sizing, all sorts of stuff. And so you're able to just kind of avoid everyone as you're walking and weaving through barrels and piles of goods and crates and make your way into the front door.
Cool. Is it inside the front door? Does this look like a place people come customers come regularly?
It does not. It looks to be pretty sparse hallways to the right and left, and a little bit of an entry hall in front of you.
What Mert's trying to gauge is this a place that customers are expected to be?
Doesn't seem to be, from first glance.
Okay, so this is essentially trespassing.
Give or take, yeah.
All right. I'm gonna look for the offices.
Yeah. You go ahead and make an investigation check as you're kind of digging around here.
16.
16. You start to meander around various, rooms, peeking in on occasion. You find a set of stairs going up, and take those. As you go down one of the hallways, you do hear some murmured conversation from inside. But you don't suspect it to necessarily be an office. It might be. The door is closed. But nothing pings you as this is an entrance to an office. It's not as officious on the outside as you would think.
Passive perception of 18. Would I pick up anything?
You'd hear snippets of 40 cases, and you'd hear a second voice, higher, thinner, a little incredulous at that number, a little annoyed. Make a real perception check real quick.
Yeah. Is it like picking up on that, but then like maybe stopping to listen to that for a little bit?
Yeah.
Dirty 20.
You hear that higher voice again. The 9 expect better results, Albrick. You don't want to mess this up.
So, like, psychically, Mert's gonna relay to Lieff.
I just heard something about the 9 expecting better, and that they don't want to mess something up.
Furthermore, you hear, but that can be in the past. In the meantime, do you have any? Not on me. Apologies.
So, like, as this conversation is going on, Mert's kind of like in real time, sort of psychically.
He responds, well then, our business is done here. I'll see you again soon. Change these numbers. The door swings open abruptly. Go ahead and make a stealth check at disadvantage.
Well, I would
I
argue
feel
like
like he would have been waiting for a pause.
yeah, Mert actively listening to the conversation would as much as possible recognize, ooh, conversation's ending.
Okay, so not disadvantage then. Make
Yeah.
a stealth check.
Like, conversation's ending, time to go. That's a 12.
12.
Oh no.
Natural 20. As you look for a place to hide, you realize that this is a bare hallway. You have your ear cupped up against the door as it swings open. You see this lanky, tall man looking down at you. Go ahead and make a dex save for me right now.
Ooh. 20. Or
20?
18.
I gotta pick up this modifier then. This is close.
Peas. Hey Tyler, can I hit you with an in media res request?
Sure.
I think as negotiations were growing sour, I would go into the building.
Okay. You and Zek are making your way in.
Yeah, to try to catch whoever was chatting on their way out.
Sure. You fail this. As he sees you, you lock eyes for just a second where he's a little bit confused, and then this furious rage comes over his face as he grabs you by the neck and slams you up against the wall. Helbrick! We have... a goblin.
I'm gonna start chattering in Goblin.
He, backhands you across the face. Common. Make a deception check for me.
Oh my gosh.
Amazing.
12.
His
Dogs
grip
roll
on your
eyes.
throat
die!
tightens, and you take 3 points of bludgeoning damage as he starts to choke you. Common. Please
So are we seeing this if we have entered the building?
It takes you a second to get across to the yard.
So
Yeah,
in response,
I don't expect, even if we did, I don't think he would do anything.
Okay.
Common, not good. Not no speak.
Why you here?
Am curious for shiny.
Shiny, eh?
Like pulls out from his hip sheath a like long pointy dagger.
Wrong shiny.
Hey,
Wrong shiny.
Helbrick.
we won't even need a big barrel for this one.
Oh no.
About this time, you do hear a disturbance upstairs as you've entered the building. Lieff and Zek, how do you want to proceed?
Well, what's in the building? What do we got here?
You're immediately greeted with hallways on the right and left, as well as this interior parlor area. Looks to be just kind of like a little bit of an entry hall. You hear the disturbance on the right and above you.
Okay, I'm gonna say. I mean, how much? I guess, Mert, have you been telling me anything, or are you too panicked for that?
I think as much as possible. Like Mert would be trying to thinking thoughts like,
It's bad down here. Yeah, it's real bad down here. I'm trying to hold him off by pretending I don't know how to speak.
Okay, I'm gonna look at Zach and say, all right, we're gonna play this real cool. He's not with us, all right?
Okay.
All right.
I'll
right.
follow you.
I'm pretty sure it's the best way to get him and us out of here.
would you be
Favorable
communicating
way.
that to me?
Yep. I don't know you. We'll keep it that way, and I think that's our best shot.
Great.
Okay. As this is going on, you're walking across the yard. You've entered the building. What are you doing now?
Well, I guess I go towards the disturbance.
Okay. You guys start to make your way up the stairs. As he's dangling this shiny dagger in front of you, he flips it and starts to gear up for a jab at your stomach before his head cocks as he hears you guys coming up the stairs. You see Albric turn to see who's coming up as well. You guys make your way up.
What does Albrecht look like?
Albric is this short, hairy dwarf, kind of balding on the top, but with longer sides of black to white.
Is this the
hair,
guy we saw
salt and
outside?
pepper. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Thicker, bushier beard, but not traditionally braided like, many dwarves who live in mountains would be.
Is the guy who's holding me the human?
Mm-hmm.
The tatted up guy?
Yeah.
Okay.
But you guys both are able to approach this scene as you come up the stairs. They have turned listening for you and see you approach.
I'm gonna... Well, one quick contextual thing. How out of the ordinary has Lieff been in this entire city? Is it a very multicultural sort of place?
It's fairly multicultural. It's overwhelmingly human, but they don't really care if you're not human.
Okay, I just didn't want to be so strange out of order. I'm gonna go up the stairs, and I'm just gonna say, am I interrupting something?
No. Mr. Albic here will show you.
And I'm just gonna
Downstairs.
I'm gonna start just squealing in Goblin, not knowing what.
Shut up! Slams you against the wall.
God's above.
You take 2 points of bludgeoning damage.
Now's your chance, Chris. Break free. I believe in you.
Is Lieff saying this to Mert?
I think in your head.
So at this point, how close is his hand to Mert's mouth?
He's got you by the throat.
Got by the throat.
Yeah.
I mean, Mert's probably got goblin-y claws.
Sure, if you want.
Well, no, he's a monk.
You have goblin-y fists.
Mert at this point is essentially being held. He's gonna target what he believes to be a sensitive spot on the arm,
Okay.
just enough to make him let go,
With a kick or a punch or something?
like a punch.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and make an attack roll. I'm going to say with advantage due to your monk background, you do know pressure points and stuff like that.
Okay, thank you for that advantage. I'm gonna retire that die for this session. 15.
As he's distracted and slamming you against the wall, you kind of slump for a second before jabbing your thumb up into his funny bone. And it just tingles. You go,
And being dropped, Mert is just gonna like take off and scamper.
Go ahead and make a dexterity save at advantage.
And like he's going to look just very goblin-y doing it.
Yeah.
I wish I had some way to buff you right now.
There we
but I
go.
have
That's 19.
19. You take off down the stairs, pushing past both Lieff and Zek as he looks around, like holding his arm. It's like, goblins.
Step of the wind.
I think at this point I don't think he needs to.
He like slicks back his hair for a second. You see him take like 2 deep breaths and compose himself. You at close distance see that he's got kind of crusty redness around his eyes. He's pale. His lips are chapped.
The human?
Yeah.
Are these signs of using cold flake or some other drug
Make
you know
a...
of? Or that Lieff would know of?
I don't know what
I'd
check
take
that would
it.
be. I guess an intelligence check with proficiency for Lieff.
That'd be a history.
Yeah.
Why can't I roll one number in the teens? Would be fun, even. I rolled an 8. Wait, did I get an advantage?
Yeah. No, proficiency.
Oh, well, I have that for history.
Okay. Well. No, you don't have advantage.
Well, I don't get to roll good numbers.
It could be signs of
Use your dice instead of the computer.
of use of
It's
some
dark, you
controlled
know.
substance.
It's worse with my dice.
You're not certain. But as he
Yeah,
takes his 2 calming breaths, he opens his eyes, turns to you. Now, how can I help you? Why are you here?
Now,
Sheathes the dagger cautiously.
I've been led to believe that this has been something of a... Oh, dang, I lost my word. Hang on a second. I've been led to believe that this is something of a professional organization. Do my eyes deceive me, or is this the contrary situation?
Me?
That... I don't know if I can trust that to be particularly a discreet operation.
Make a persuasion check. I'm gonna give you advantage.
Okay. Thank you, Mert. Yeah, okay. So I get an advantage. I'm going to see if this time I can roll above a 10. I did it. I rolled a 17.
And what do the 9 concern you about? Or what's our concern to you?
Okay, we got our words now. We're good to go.
Yeah.
We've got it sorted. Well, new in town, looking to open up some supply lines, and I was informed by some reasonable sources that this is the sort of place to get started on that.
Albrecht can show you the way. I have business to attend to.
The 9. All right. I'll move along.
See his brow briefly furrow as you ponder the 9.
I don't
before he-
recognize the 9.
No, yeah, his brow furrows as you don't show recognition of the 9.
Huh.
He pushes his way past you down the stairs.
Cheery fella.
He's a little bit out of sorts as of now, but he'll be right as rain in a couple days probably. Bit grumpy.
Looked like he needed a little something to pep him up a bit.
Yeah, I mean, you say you traffic in some of that stuff.
Well, interested in it, I suppose. See, I'm arriving in town and seeking an opportunity, I guess.
Well, his supplies are dwindling, and there's been some interruptions, so he's getting a bit squirrely. If you come across any of it, I'm sure he'd be grateful. But on to business. You're looking to acquire product, is that correct?
That's correct. And here's where I'm going to really mix things up for you. I'm interested in acquiring product and having it taken to Spagrin.
The Spagrin.
I figured this is a least likely locale for some, various goods, and that is indeed a besieged city, as I'm sure you are familiar. I can imagine that nobody's expecting anything coming from here.
Well, we got lots of goods that pass through the city, so shouldn't be too big of an issue. Let me talk with Modin and see what we can do in terms of toeholds there. I don't know if we have any cachets of sort, but for more than storage overnight before, making its way further west.
So who's moving product then? I'd like to know if I'm going to be moving my own gold,
We have plenty of operatives. You don't seem to be familiar with our operation, which is a bit strange. We're trustworthy.
I've heard as much, but if you'll forgive my skepticism, I roll up here to see a gentleman who's clearly not exactly in his best state of mind, threatening a goblin with a knife, and my confidence is a wee bit shaken right off the bat,
It sounds like you're looking for more of a mom and pop sort of operation. We're a little bit bigger here. We don't, you don't know every single operative that traffics your merchandise.
Of course, but you keep him in line.
Of course.
That was not what I just saw, but...
Hey, Molden's the one who keeps me in line.
Alright, I can't fault you for that, I guess. We all got somebody to report to, right?
By the way, Albrecht, if we're doing business, names or facsimiles of such are required.
Bort,
and clearly that's your name, and that's, yeah. And you, Muscles.
Doesn't have a name.
Just arms.
Hey, fair enough. That's all you're needed for, I guess.
The classic duo Bort and Arms are here.
That's the name of this
No
episode.
name, just arms.
Bort and Arms. So shall we? To get eyes on, then. To
I missed
Bruce.
the front half of that, I'm sorry.
He said, so shall we? You're looking to get eyes on?
Get eyes on?
Yeah.
What is that?
Like eyes on the product?
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure.
Okay. Well, follow me. He starts trudging his way downstairs and out into the backyard, where he makes his way towards that work building, where you do see fair amounts of tradesmen actually accomplishing the craft of cooperage. They are bending the actual boards. They are making these large iron hoops. It's a very technical process in a way that you did not expect of barrel makers, but it is very much a craft. There are journeymen, there are apprentices, there are masters. It is a full setup of artisans here. He leads you into a back room of this workshop and down a set of stairs. The wood changes from cheaper wood to this nicer, thick, looks like either white or yellow cedar. It's almost aromatic. And into this very cool, deep, very dry basement of the same wood. Lining this is two sets of shelves that make a big L junction, and there are crates, there are barrels, there are desks, and what look to be writing ledgers. There are a couple of tables. You see a couple of guardsmen playing cards at one of them, who look up as Albrecht enters, and on these shelves and stuff like that, there are what look to be barrels on barrels on barrels. He makes his way up to one of the more accessible ones with an actual hole on it, and pulls out a tap from his satchel and sticks it inside the barrel. Pulls a couple of glasses out from a nearby credenza of some sort and starts to turn the spout. Roll a d4 for me.
Oh no, I know what's happening. I pay attention to the conversations I have. It's a 4.
4. Hold on. That's something interesting, but I forgot what it is. World Anvil. Get yours today. A 4. Okay. It is this, almost this, light amber liquid that starts to come out of the barrel. Almost not sap-like, but a little bit thicker than water might be.
It's like maple syrup.
No. It's thinner than syrup, but it is thicker than water. Somewhere in between that.
Hot maple syrup.
Hot maple syrup, but it's pretty clear. It's just got this amber tinge to it, but fairly clear. It's not opaque at all. It's translucent. He pulls
bubbly?
these 2 glasses out. I'm sorry.
Is it bubbly?
It is flat.
Okay.
He hands one to you, and looks at you expectantly. You can sample if you want. Or you can just take a sniff. It's the real deal.
I'm gonna take a sniff to see if I recognize the smell.
Okay. Make a Constitution saving throw with your history check.
Oh, good lord!
Just a
Wait,
sniff.
I'm sorry. What? I'll make a Constitution saving throw.
Mm-hmm. And your history check to identify what this is.
And I rolled an 8 for my Constitution.
Oh
saving.
no!
Okay. It
Good
stings your nostrils.
Oh yeah, let's keep it rolling. We got a classic 10 for my history check.
10's enough.
All 10s and belows only.
10's enough. With the sting in your nose and almost the lack of sense of smell afterwards, almost like your nose hairs have been burnt a little bit. That's all you can smell. You know this to be Felzol, a very, very controlled substance of dwarven, basically rubbing alcohol that destroys most mortal stomachs. It is a very expensive, very costly to make liquor.
He's just going to immediately start coughing because I don't know what my failed con save gets me.
You can't smell.
Oh. Gods above, I haven't had this since I was 9.
Hey, it's okay. Most don't partake of this one. But
Yeah, it's a niche good though.
it's not cut, as you can tell.
It's hard to find anywhere.
That's why it's a bit pricey. But since we're just transporting, you can buy directly from our supplier, and they'll charge you a better price.
So wait, who's the supplier then? Who I need to
Oh, we do names, but we don't do those names.
Maybe the 9 then.
I can set you up with a broker if you need it. But there are more to sample. Some more palatable if you'd like. Shall we?
Certainly.
Does Muscles here want this glass?
Oh, do you want a glass?
He'll just squint his eyes, and maybe he'll take a sniff.
Okay. Make a con save.
17.
17. You are able to resist your nose hair being burnt. It is very strong smelling.
He will take a small sip.
Okay, make a con save for real this time. Oh no!
Oh no! Nat 1! 4 and 8!
Okay.
But it is a nat 1.
It's a strange sensation as you feel the acid in your stomach combat the intense properties of the dwarven alcohol,
It's just a
and
tiny sip.
you feel almost this like little. It's hard to explain, but there's this burning sensation in your stomach and in your throat, and you feel like maybe some spills out somewhere it's not supposed to be. maybe a small hole was burnt somewhere in your stomach lining.
Oh boy.
You take 10 points of acid damage
Oh my god, Good grief.
as you probably cough and sputter. You just see Albert kind of chuckling. It always gets the muscly ones. So, he makes his way down to a large, dark, mahogany barrel and taps that. This one, he pulls out a kettle and puts over a small fireplace fire as well. And as he pulls out these mugs, he pours the contents of this into the kettle. It is this kind of jelly-like substance that sparkles this iridescent red-orange.
Okay, do I recognize that one?
Go ahead and make a history check.
Okay, here comes we're going above 10. This is the 1.
Okay.
Up to a 12 on this one.
Okay.
We're almost there. One at a time.
You know this one as well as Mephit's brew. It is drank hot. It is a fire genasi brew that can make one spontaneously combust on occasion. While it
Is this
does
a
not,
different one?
I'm sorry.
Is this a different one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
While it does not burn the person who consumes it, the fire does still ignite any nearby flammable objects. So, drink with caution. You may burst into flame.
He's gonna take the glass, sniff it, and then kind of grab Zek's arm and not let him have a drink.
Okay. You sniff it. It smells
Zek's
like.
just sort of like holding his stomach, like trying to scowl and look intimidating, but like tummy ache.
It smells almost like toasted like amaretto. As you take a sniff. So, would you like to sample this? We do have water magic on standby.
I don't want to risk anything here, even with
Fair
your
enough,
magic,
fair
since-
enough. The last one I definitely do not recommend you drinking. You do know it. We all love it. Hag's milk. Yes, 100% sourced from hags. We do get all our hag's milk from hags.
Oh no, Tyler, pick another one.
No. I think that's all we have in today, but this hag's milk specifically is quite potent. This batch is from a more insidious member of our Fey Wild.
Oh, I'm familiar. That's one I've been fortunate to not have tasted.
Go ahead and make a history check on hag's milk. Let's see what you know.
Here, you ready, guys? What are you putting your money on for this one?
8.
Oh.
It's gonna be an 8.
7, close.
7. You know a few things, not much. You know that this is very much heavily a luxury in Esaloon, as well as Staggerth. You know that it does cause euphoria and silly drunkenness and borderline manic nature. You don't know how, but there's only one way to exit said state of euphoria.
Dang it, I know how, though. This is due to our conversations.
Oh, really?
Yes, you told me.
Yeah, that's funny. Anyway, he pulls out, just so you can sample it, not necessarily, he heavily advises you drinking it. He hands out a small, almost like a little stout glass of this deep purple-looking milk.
Now, this one is eluding me. You're going to need to remind me, what is it that you do to get off of this stuff? I know it lasts quite a while.
About this much will do it. A cordial of fresh dew from the Feywild will do it.
Oh, fresh dew.
So that's, again, high price point because getting in is easy, but getting out equally difficult to do. So you'll need some fresh stew if you're wanting to sell this as a package deal, but perhaps they can source that elsewhere if you're selling in something like a saloon.
Of course. All right. So we're looking at moving some of this product, I guess. I didn't want to say this in front of you, associate, but we aren't moving it. In fact, to actually, I'm trying to decide if I want to share where we're actually from. Not yet. I'm not going to do that.
Okay.
All right. So we've seen product. We've seen, I guess, your packaging system. All this is, the source is reliable. I'm not going to have to worry about problems on that end.
No. And then we also do offer the typical smaller fish, if you will. Torvenbergen meads, juniper spirits, things that you can't get outside of Torvenbergen land unless you're paying high dollar for those, import tariffs, if you catch my drift.
Now, other than this, you've got associates moving other things, right? Because, I'm setting up shop in a few places, a few locales. And this is a great start for me, I'll be clear, but I'm interested in all manner of goods.
If you're looking for more, you'll probably have to get set up with someone, a representative from the Nine. Molden and I just handle this.
All right. And that fella before, is he a representative of the Nine, or is he further down the line than you?
Molden is, he's part of the Nine, but he's not who you're going to want to be dealing with if you're looking for multiple goods to be ran.
Just his very specific corner, I take it.
He's a low-level lieutenant.
All right. Noted. Well, if you could set me up with another representative of the Nine, then I suppose that'd be a decent place to go from here.
Make a persuasion check for me.
Should I roll my real dice for this one, guys?
Sure.
Do it.
Let's see if we can get... I would like to get a good roll tonight. Oh, it's not. It's not. It's really not. It's a 6.
His brow furrows. Well, you found us. You can't find the rest.
Oh, Scott.
You don't have resources?
No, I'm just hoping for somebody around here to save me some time. Especially
It's
going
fine,
to
it's fine. I'll put you in touch. Where are you staying?
Presently at the I'm gonna say we're staying there. We don't have to actually stay there, but we can move on from that place. But what was the name of the inn?
Oh, the Three-Eyed Giant?
Presently, the Three-Eyed Giant.
A big spender. Possibly. There's also sorts of rabble there. But, yeah. I know who I'm looking for. Bort and Arms. Well, let me show you out.
Just leave a message there. We'll find whoever has it, I guess. Leave a message maybe with the proprietor.
Sure. I know Lyrus. I'll have him talk with the proprietor. He leads you out into the workshop, past the yard, through the building, and out to the street, where he shakes your hand, courteously nods over to Zek, and makes his way back over to one of the sales associates, where he starts to loudly explain, that's not how you sell a barrel. While this is going on, what are the three of you doing?
We got lattes.
You're vibing. That's fine.
lattes.
If you don't have anything specific, that's fine. Mert, did you have anything you were doing?
He has scampered off to the last place he knows is the rendezvous point,
Okay.
Street coffee.
or the place that he we would have, I guess, agreed.
Yeah, you are easily able to join up with the rest of the group who are perusing the shops, who are enjoying perhaps local, honeyed breads or something like that.
Yes.
Not to speak for the other two if they wanted to check out one of the stores, but I think Visa would have apprehensively been found some street food or drink and is just posted up in peripheral eye shot of
Yeah.
where the
That's
rest
what I
of the
was
crew.
thinking
Yes.
in my head. That we
So,
could, like,
You guys clock Mert scampering
Nom
away.
noms.
Yeah, we're just probably carousing on the street corner.
And as you guys are let
Smart
out,
is like running away.
Snacking.
yeah, he definitely scampers out of that building, probably in a hurry.
Yeah, so I guess just for flavor's sake, like running past where he sees them, he's gonna like do a quick little salute of acknowledgement
Okay.
and scamper off down like an alley.
Okay, cool.
Try and circle back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like
By the
swim
time you
shoes?
guys are escorted to the front,
like
you do
wolf.
see your compatriots posted up nearby, enjoying some street food.
Yeah, I've since rejoined them at that place.
Yeah.
Just
Oh, dang it! We didn't lose any tails that we might have had. because
I
of
was
getting cut.
I was gonna say let's not meet up right there and go.
That's a good plan.
Yeah,
You guys,
So-
guys all independently meet up at a halfway point.
yeah. The snackers.
that's probably where Mert would go then.
Okay.
Like, and that's what that little salute of like, hey,
Yes,
like
you at a
I'm.
different
I
place.
see you, I'm going away.
And he's still like goblin scampering in public, but once he ducks down an alley, just walking a little bit normally.
Go ahead and make a stealth check, Mert, and then can I have a stealth check from Lieff and Zek?
I think you mean Bort at arms.
Morton Arms. That's the name of this episode.
It's a nat 20.
Nat 20.
Plus
Hey, bring it down.
Natural 20 for a
That
total of
makes it
29.
at 24.
That's 2 nat 20s.
That is sick.
That's
We
pretty
became invisible.
I rolled an 8.
Like at some point, you should like
They-
submit an error.
Well, the two of them probably get a
Like,
group.
why
yeah,
is
yeah.
D&D Beyond only?
No, I rolled my real. No, that one was D&D Beyond. But
Right.
yeah, I just don't roll good in general.
You guys are able to shake any tails you might perceive by taking some indirect routes back to the way you were headed. You are able to rendezvous with everyone, safe and sound.
Well, that was kind of crazy. What did you figure out, Lieff?
As you guys sit to debrief, though, this is where we're getting into tonight's episode.
This is where we can
We've been going a long time. Sorry.
Shenanigans.
I know y'all are in it. Bye.
Bye, Jay. See you next week.